Hey, what's up, nerds? It is Paul at Radio Free Hammer Hall. Today I want to dive into some Math Hammer on Slaves to Darkness, figuring out what hammer units are the best for them. Um, I know Varanguard have been extremely popular, um, and personally, I've really liked Chosen a lot, so I was curious what was actually best. So, uh, I don't know why this is out of order, but yes, Eye of the Gods has three different options that can uh, get you a higher offense. One is +1 to hit, one is improves rend, and the last one is choose any of them. I didn't include this in the analysis because it's too random. Um, and not just too random, it's too, like, even being able to roll on the Eye of the Gods isn't something you're going to do that often. Also not in here is the War Shrine. I don't know why I didn't finish this slide, but there you go. Um, yeah, didn't include the War Shrine. It's generally redundant buffs to what you already have, and so it's just not great. Um, and it's expensive. So our hammer units that we have to choose from here. This was supposed to be the first slide, but that's okay. Uh, Varanguard, obviously, Chaos Knights, Chaos Chosen, and the Ogroid Theridons. I'm uh, I wanted to throw the Theridons in because they are such cool models, and I just want them to be good so bad. Uh, so uh, I don't know. Newsflash, they aren't. Not even included in here is Chaos Warriors. Dear God, are they overpriced? They are just not good either. Our buff pieces are Chaos Lord and Demonic Mount, Chaos Lord on foot, our Ogreid Myrmidon and War Shrine, and then we got Eye of the Gods and Mark of Corn gives you +1 attack on the charge. Um, I also didn't do out all of the math here, or at least include the results here for everything with Mark of Corn. It follows pretty intuitively from other stuff. So um, let's look at the actual buffs. Our little boy, Chaos Lord on foot, he's 140 points. An infantry unit can get pulled into combat with him and chain activate immediately after, and that unit gets +1 to wound. Same deal with the Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount. He's 180 points, but he does his +1 to wound and chain activate for cavalry. Ogroid Myrmidon does that for Ogroid Theridons, and he's 190 points, and he gives +1 to hit instead of +1 to wound. The Theridons are already on 2 up to wound, so it doesn't really do anything. And then the Chaos War Shrine, you can get +1 to hit or +1 to wound, depending on the mark. And it has to match the mark of your unit. +1 to hit, you can get easily with a command point, and Nurgle gives you +1 to wound, which is redundant or not applicable. So that's why I didn't even bother with the War Shrine inclusion. So let's look at what the results look like. I am sparing you the actual math this time. Just so that you are aware for reference, I did all of this out based on an enemy unit with a 4-up save to calculate their efficiency. This is their damage output per point that you're spending on that unit. So this is not looking at the raw output, because the raw output is definitely different. Um, like Chosen are less because they're just not as powerful, like because they're a 250 point unit. But as in terms of efficiency, they're very good. So our base, this is just no buffs, didn't charge, um, just swinging their lances around like nothing. Um, your chosen are definitely your best choice when you're not charging. They don't lose anything by not charging. The Varanguard are up next, and they're not super far behind the Chosen, and it's because they're their damage profile is already pretty good, and when you crank it up, when you charge, they definitely do get better, but it's um, it's not huge. And then in third place are Chaos Knights. They are garbage on when they don't have a charge. It's terrible. Um, then last place for all of these is Ogroid Therodons. I'm not even gonna bother saying it again. Like they are just such trash. They're not good at anything. They're not good at anything. Why did they do this? They are terrible. Please reduce their points a lot. All right, so if we charge, our most efficient unit is Chaos Knights. So they're like the most swingy of these units. They go from being the worst when they are not charging to being the best when they do charge, because their main attack profile is doubling its damage. So they throw a lot more around. Even with the charge bonuses, Varanguard are still a little bit behind Chosen. So this is kind of leading me to my overall conclusions in particular, but let's just keep kind of going here. The buffed version of these, this is with the hero, this is just the raw efficiency just of that unit when you're including the buffs from the heroes. Knights, Chosen, Varanguard, still in that same order. Then once per game abilities. The Knights totally drop off here because they don't have one, but we keep the Chosen being best and the Varanguard being right behind them. Mark of Corn. I know I said I didn't do this, but apparently I did. The Knights do best with Mark of Corn because they get so many extra attacks. They're 5 models and they have 2 weapon profiles, so they're getting an extra 10 attacks when they are charging with Mark of Corn. So they're very powerful when you corn mark them and charge. They are trash if they do not charge. And then with a hero, this is factoring in with the hero's damage output and the points for the hero. So Chosen are still the best, then Varanguard, and then Knights, which is interesting. Therodons, of course, still last. Why, guys? It's awful. So the interesting thing here is that the Chosen are the only one of these units that becomes more efficient when they are paired with a hero rather than being just a unit on their own. So I think that's really interesting. That is something that I did not expect. Usually these things are, I would hope that they were going to be a good value. The Lord on Demonic Mount plus Varanguard is actually pretty much the same. So if you're doing that and you want to squeeze more points into a list, you can drop, if you have a unit of 6 Varanguard, you could drop it to a unit of 3 and then pair it with the Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount and have him charge in and get a similar efficiency to the 6 Varanguard, although your output's going to be a lot less. But it does give you more room in your list, and it's still pretty good. These are interesting results, interesting options. So let's look at some conclusions here. Therodons, awful, bad. Stop it. Drop their points a lot. Like, they're so expensive right now, and they need to be a lot less. They need to go down like at least 20%. The Knights, they're outstanding when you charge. They are not good when they do not charge. Varanguard are definitely not my top choice because overall, I think the Chosen are better. If Varanguard get caught flat-footed, their damage output definitely goes down quite a bit, and the Chosen have the same pile and attack twice ability. If you're marking them corn, they're going to get more extra attacks than the Varanguard are. So overall here, you know, power per unit is going to be less with the Chosen, but um, their efficiency is much higher on average. And you don't need to rely on charges. So if you get caught flat-footed, you're not screwed. I really like that a lot personally. Uh, and then the Chosen plus Chaos Lord is the only combo that improves efficiency. And the Chaos Lord is not terrible, right? Like he has crit mortals. Uh, he's kind of like just a dumb hero, but he's cheap. And you know you can also give him the heroic trait that lets him attack twice once per game. So that's a cute little thing you can do with him. So I'm thinking my choice may be running 2 units of 5 Chosen and a Chaos Lord. So kind of run one up first, keep them the 2 units of Chosen close together, have the Chaos Lord go in with the first unit of Chosen, charge in, and then hopefully your Chaos Lord survives. And then when you make a second charge, send in the other unit. And the Chaos Lord buff is for the rest of the phase. So when you do the double attack with the Chosen, they are going to get that effect twice. So having it on 2 separate units lets you have that improved efficiency and like get those extra attacks in extra time, if that makes sense. So your net overall is going to be higher, I think. Um, and sometimes running like 10 can just be way overkill and doesn't do what you really want it to do. Other note here that I should note is like Chaos Warriors are utter garbage too. They're even worse than Theridons. So take that for what you will. Hey, GW decrease their points a lot because they're not good. They are just not good. They need to go down easily 20%, maybe more, maybe 30, 40% because they're just not good. you know? Um, Anywho, that is basically it for now. Quick Math Hammer video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the link below for Dice Tray Depot to get awesome custom dice trays with an offer code down there to get you a little discount. So that's it, guys. I'll talk to you all later.